from our archives, the Billy Graham Classics.
Tomorrow is not just another day on the calendar. Tomorrow carries a whisper, a signal, a summons from above. The air feels different when heaven speaks, and today the message is clear, the wait is over. The path you've been walking, with all its twists, valleys, and sleepless nights, now opens into light. The angels are not in the business of idle talk. When they speak, they announce alignment, moments when the unseen hand finishes its work and calls you forward. You've been refined by delays, shaped by disappointments, and strengthened by faith you didn't know you had. Every closed door was only preparing you for the one that would open effortlessly. And now, that door is swinging wide. They say the 14 is not a date, it's a signal. It's a marker that says move. Heaven doesn't send luggage instructions for no reason. When they say pack your bags, it means your present location, season, or limitation no longer fits you. You are being called higher, faster, and farther than you imagine. The one appointed for you, not by chance, not by human arrangement, but by divine design, is ready. Ready not just to meet you, but to walk with you, build with you, and fulfill the assignment only heaven could script. This is not about searching or striving anymore. This is about stepping into what was prepared all along. The first keynote speaks of divine timing and how tomorrow is not just another date to cross off the calendar, but a marked moment of transition. Often in life we walk through days that seem ordinary, unchanging, even stagnant, unaware that behind the veil of the visible, something is being prepared for us. Time does not only move in a straight line measured by clocks and calendars. There are appointed times, moments that carry weight beyond the ordinary. When heaven signals that timing has arrived, it means everything that once seemed scattered suddenly falls into alignment. What felt delayed was never denied. It was simply being arranged so that when the right day came, the pieces would fit perfectly. Thursday the 14th stands here not as a number but as a signpost, a divine reminder that destiny works on schedule, even when we do not see the schedule written down. This keynote reminds us that there is a rhythm to life orchestrated beyond human control. Every waiting period, every closed door, every quiet night of wondering if things will ever change is part of that rhythm. Just because we could not see progress with our eyes does not mean progress was not happening. Much like a seed that germinates unseen under the soil before it bursts into the light, divine timing often works beneath the surface until the moment it is meant to show itself. That moment is never random. It arrives exactly when we are ready, even if we think we are not. It comes when the circumstances, people, and opportunities have all been prepared to meet us. It is a collision of readiness, heaven's readiness meeting ours. When the message says tomorrow is the turning point, it carries an invitation as much as it carries an announcement. It is not telling us to panic or to scramble, but to recognize the significance of what is coming. It is like standing on the edge of a new horizon, where what you have hoped for is no longer far off. It is a gentle nudge saying, do not treat this as ordinary. Watch carefully. Something is about to shift. In that awareness, your heart prepares itself differently. You move with intention. You stop doubting whether the long season of preparation meant anything, and start understanding that it was for this precise day. When divine timing shows up, effort feels different. Doors open without force. What once required endless pushing suddenly happens smoothly. People who were once out of reach appear at just the right moment. Opportunities line up without you having to chase them. This is what makes divine timing distinct from human planning. We may try to arrange our own moments, but they rarely have the grace, ease, and certainty that come when heaven says now, and that now has been appointed for tomorrow. It is not just a poetic way of speaking, it is a call to recognize that the clock of destiny has struck a new hour. The keynote also challenges us to trust the process, because recognizing divine timing is an act of faith. We are asked to believe that even when the journey felt endless, every step was leading here. Think of every disappointment as a redirection, every delay as a safeguard, Every unanswered prayer is heaven saying, not yet, because something better is waiting. Now the waiting period draws to a close. Tomorrow is the evidence that no delay lasts forever and no prayer goes unheard. This is why the angels speak. They do not waste words. If they say the moment has come, it means nothing can stop it. Not fear, not doubt, not even our own uncertainty. Finally, this keynote invites us to be present and ready. It is not a promise to sit back and watch life unfold while we do nothing. It is a call to step forward in expectation. When tomorrow arrives, meet it with open eyes, open hands, and an open heart. Move as though the breakthrough is already real. Live as though you have been chosen for this moment, because you have. This is not simply about hope. It is about alignment, about recognizing when heaven's schedule meets our own, and about having the courage to walk through the door when it opens. The second keynote is about how every challenge, delay, and disappointment has been shaping you for this exact moment. It is easy to look at past struggles and see only pain or loss, but those very experiences were the training ground that prepared you for what is now arriving. Nothing in your journey has been wasted, even the chapters that felt like failure. Every setback was quietly building resilience, sharpening your vision, and teaching you how to stand stronger than before. The shaping process often feels uncomfortable because it strips away what is temporary and strengthens what is lasting. It teaches you to value what is real and recognize what is counterfeit. Preparation is rarely obvious while it is happening. It feels like wandering, but in truth you are being guided. Think about how fire refines gold. It does not destroy the metal, but removes the impurities, so that only the purest form remains. In the same way, life's refining seasons were not meant to break you, but to make you ready. You may have thought you were simply surviving hardship, but in reality you were being equipped to handle a blessing without being overwhelmed by it. Without that preparation, you might not have been able to recognize the right opportunity or sustain it once you received it. This keynote points to the hidden wisdom in the waiting period. When things do not happen on our timetable, we often believe something is wrong. But those delays are often heaven's way of saying, you're not ready yet, but you will be. Every no and every not yet was building strength in places you didn't even know needed. You learned to endure. You learned to discern who truly stands with you. You discovered how to trust when nothing made sense. These lessons are not glamorous, but they are priceless, because they shape the character that can carry what is coming. The preparation has also been about alignment. You have not been waiting alone. The people, circumstances, and resources meant for you have also been moving into position. The one chosen for you has been on a parallel journey of growth. While you were being stretched and molded, they were too. This way, when your paths cross at the appointed time, you are both ready to meet, build, and move forward without fear or hesitation. It is a divine synchronization, and it only happens when both sides have gone through the process of becoming who they were meant to be. Another layer of this preparation is understanding value. When you have fought to hold on to hope in the dark, you treasure the light when it appears. When you have walked through loss, you cherish love more deeply. When you have tasted disappointment, you do not take fulfillment for granted. This is how heaven ensures you never treat what you are about to receive as ordinary. The refining process makes you see your blessings not as random luck, but as the result of divine orchestration. This keynote is a reminder to look back on your journey with new eyes. Instead of seeing wasted time, see investment. Instead of resenting what went wrong, see how it made you strong. Instead of questioning why doors closed, recognize how those closures protected you from paths that were never yours. All of it was shaping you, teaching you, preparing you. If you had skipped these lessons, you might not have recognized the very thing you were praying for when it appeared. Now you will recognize it instantly because you know what it is to walk without it. Preparation seasons are also about humility. They remind you that you are not the one writing the whole story. They teach you to release control and trust the timing of the author. That humility becomes an anchor when success arrives so that you do not lose yourself in the blessing. You carry the memory of what it took to reach this moment, And that memory keeps you grounded and grateful. So the second keynote is a celebration of how far you have come. You may not have noticed your own transformation, but you are not the same person you were when this journey began. You have grown wiser, stronger, and clearer about what you need and deserve. That growth is the very reason the moment has come now. The delays were not a denial. They were designed to make sure you would be fully ready to step into the season you have been waiting for. The third keynote centers on the phrase, pack your bags, which is far more than a call to gather clothes or plan a trip. It is a symbol of readiness, of leaving behind what no longer fits your life and preparing to step into a new season. When you pack a bag, you make decisions about what to take and what to leave behind. This act represents intentional movement. It says, you are not standing still anymore. You are no longer waiting for life to change on its own. You are responding to the call that says it is time to move forward. This instruction to pack is a sign that your current surroundings, physical, emotional, or spiritual, are temporary. You have outgrown them, and they cannot contain what is coming next. It may not mean a literal relocation, though for some it could. More often it speaks of shifting your mindset, rearranging priorities, and preparing to leave behind habits, fears, or attachments that kept you anchored to an old version of yourself. The angel's message is that you are not meant to stay where you are, not because where you are is bad, but because your assignment has changed. You are being sent to higher ground. The act of packing is also about expectation. Nobody packs for a journey unless they believe they are going somewhere. It forces you to imagine the destination, even if you do not yet know exactly what it looks like. This is why the message carries such urgency. It calls you to align your actions with the reality that something new is waiting. By gathering yourself, mentally and spiritually, you demonstrate faith. You are saying, I believe the door will open, so I'm getting ready now. Another layer of this keynote is the understanding that you cannot take everything with you. Some things, and even some people, belong to the season you are leaving behind. Just as a traveler cannot carry every possession on a plane, you must travel light to move quickly. This may mean letting go of bitterness, fear, or the need to control outcomes. It may mean releasing relationships that drain you or patterns of thinking that limit you. If heaven is telling you to pack your bags, it is also telling you to leave space in those bags for what you have not yet received. Packing your bags is an act of trust. It says you believe the promise without demanding to see every detail first. You do not wait for the destination to be confirmed before you start moving. You believe that if you have been told to go, then provision will meet you on the way. This trust is powerful because it transforms you internally before any external change occurs. You stop questioning whether you deserve the blessing or whether it will really come, and you start preparing for it as if it already has. This keynote also speaks of urgency. When travelers are called to board, they cannot delay forever. Those who are ready move ahead, while those who hesitate risk missing the flight. The call to pack your bags is heaven's way of saying the timing is now, not later. It does not mean you must scramble in fear, but it does mean you should not ignore the signs. If you feel the stirring to move, to make changes, to prepare, it is because your breakthrough is not far off. In addition, the phrase hints at a journey that will transform you as much as the destination will. The process of leaving where you are and stepping into something new brings clarity. You learn to trust the unseen path. You recognize that comfort zones, while familiar, are not where growth happens. By packing your bags, you are saying yes to growth, yes to change, yes to the unknown. You are making room for divine alignment, where everything you need will appear exactly when you need it. The most important part of this keynote is its call to intentional readiness. Do not wait until the door opens to start thinking about what to take with you. Do not wait until you see proof to decide whether you will move. Start packing now. In faith, sort through your life. Ask yourself what needs to stay and what must go. Let your preparation match your expectation, because heaven responds to faith-filled action. When the moment comes, you will not be scrambling. You will be stepping into your next season already prepared, already aligned, and already carrying only what matters most. The fourth keynote focuses on the assurance that the one chosen for you is ready. This speaks of divine alignment, a moment where two journeys, once separate and seemingly unrelated, converge at precisely the right time. It is not about searching frantically or forcing something to happen. It is about recognizing that while you were being prepared, someone else was also being refined, shaped, and aligned to meet you in perfect timing. What once felt like delay was actually coordination on a level beyond human control. There is a certain peace in knowing you do not have to make this happen on your own. You do not have to wonder if the right person will ever appear, because this keynote affirms they are already in place, ready to step into their role. They are not just available, but equipped, prepared, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually to walk beside you. Just as you have grown through challenges, they too have walked their own path of becoming. Both of you have been molded so that when your lives intersect, there will be no need for pretense or rushing to catch up. You will meet as whole individuals rather than as incomplete halves, searching for completion. This readiness is important because timing matters as much as the person themselves. Meeting the right one at the wrong time often leads to confusion, but meeting them at the right moment brings clarity and peace. This keynote affirms that the waiting period is over, not because you finally earned it, but because the process on both sides is complete. Heaven never sends you someone before you, or they are ready, because premature connections can crumble under the weight of destiny. The message also calls you to release anxiety about how it will happen. The one chosen for you will not miss you, nor will you miss them. You do not need to chase or manipulate circumstances. What is orchestrated divinely cannot be interrupted by human error. If both of you have been prepared by design, then meeting is inevitable, like two rivers flowing toward the same ocean. All you are asked to do is remain open and willing to step forward when the opportunity presents itself. Another layer of this keynote is reassurance. Perhaps you have questioned whether you are lovable, whether you have waited in vain, or whether the best season of your life has already passed. This message confronts those fears directly. You have not missed anything. Nothing good meant for you will ever bypass you. The one chosen for you is not only real, they are ready right now. This means you no longer have to cling to relationships that drain you or to patterns of settling for less than you deserve. You do not have to compromise, because what is meant for you will meet you without struggle. This readiness also highlights responsibility. Just as the other person has been prepared, you are called to meet them as your best self, not perfect but whole. You are both arriving at this intersection of destiny, having faced your own lessons, healed from your wounds, and learned how to love without fear. This is what makes the connection stable and lasting. It is not about completing each other. It is about complementing each other. Two whole people coming together create strength and balance rather than dependence. The keynote is also a reminder to stay alert to the present moment. When heaven aligns something, it may look ordinary on the surface. A meeting, a conversation, an introduction. It may feel like coincidence, but it is not. Being spiritually awake allows you to recognize the divine hand at work in what others might call chance. And this awareness ensures you do not overlook or dismiss what you have been waiting to aid. Ultimately, this point speaks of fulfillment after a long season of preparation. It is the answer to the question of whether the waiting mattered, whether the refining was worth it. The one chosen for you has been on their own path of transformation, and now both paths are converging. This is why the angel's message carries such urgency, because nothing is missing, nothing is delayed, and nothing stands in the way anymore. You are ready, they are ready, and the time is now for what has been ordained all along to finally unfold. The fifth keynote emphasizes that this shift requires faith and expectation. It is not simply about hearing an announcement from above and sitting passively while everything falls into place. It is about responding with belief so strong that it changes how you think, how you act, and even how you carry yourself. Faith is more than hoping something good will happen. It is a quiet certainty a confidence that what has been promised is already prepared, even if you cannot yet see it with your eyes. Expectation is faith in motion. It is living as if the breakthrough is already real, because you know it has been orchestrated by heaven and cannot fail. Faith is powerful because it shapes perception. When you walk in faith, you stop focusing on obstacles and start looking for opportunities. You begin to notice signs of alignment you might have overlooked if you were weighed down by fear or doubt. This inner posture matters because heaven often moves in ways that seem ordinary at first glance. A conversation, a message, a chance meeting. These small moments can carry the fulfillment of long prayers. If your heart is clouded with disbelief, you might dismiss them. But when you expect divine timing, you are ready to recognize it and step into it without hesitation. This keynote also reminds us that faith is active, not passive. It does not sit idle, waiting for proof before moving forward. It prepares in advance, showing heaven that you are ready. Expectation says, I believe this blessing is coming, so I will organize my life now as if it were already here. That is why the angels said to pack your bags. You are meant to demonstrate readiness, not because heaven needs convincing, but because it transforms you on the inside. When you live as if the promise is real, you align your actions with the path that leads to it. Faith also protects you from fear. When you truly believe that what is meant for you has already been arranged, you no longer feel pressure to rush, manipulate circumstances, or compete with others. You do not have to panic about being overlooked, because faith tells you it is impossible to miss what heaven has planned. Expectation lifts the weight of uncertainty and replaces it with calm assurance. It frees you to move forward boldly, trusting that every step will be guided. This keynote is also about authority. When you expect something with confidence, you carry yourself differently. You make decisions as someone who knows they are chosen, not as someone who is unsure if they are worthy. You stop clinging to temporary fixes or lesser opportunities because you know something greater is already yours. Faith gives you the courage to wait for the best rather than settling for what simply arrives first. That courage is often the final test before the breakthrough. Can you believe without wavering long enough for heaven to reveal what it has prepared? Another layer of this point is gratitude. When you live in faith and expectation, you begin thanking heaven before the promise appears. This gratitude is not forced or artificial. It flows naturally because you sense the alignment drawing near. Gratitude positions your heart to receive without fear or pride. It reminds you that the blessing is not random or earned by effort alone, but given by divine design. Walking with expectation creates an atmosphere around you, a readiness that draws opportunities closer because you are already living in harmony with what is coming. This keynote calls you to courage as well. Even when everything aligns perfectly, stepping into a new season can feel overwhelming. The unknown always carries some risk, and faith is what carries you past the hesitation. You are not asked to know every detail, only to trust that heaven has already arranged them. Expectation is like stepping onto a bridge you cannot see in full, but knowing it will hold you because it was built for you. The most important part of this keynote is that your inner posture determines how smoothly you step into your next chapter. If you are filled with doubt, you may drag your feet or resist change. If you are filled with faith, you walk boldly into the new season with open hands and a willing heart. The angel's message is not only an announcement, but also an invitation. Lift your head, let your heart believe again, and prepare to move as if nothing can stop what has already been decided, because nothing can.